Stardom 101. Stardom 101. Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
It's the Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast. Shining light on today's tastemakers
and innovators.
Kicking it with your host, Christopher Boykin. It's the Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast.
It's Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast here back on iHeartRadio. Thank you guys once again for tapping in, tuning into our weekly episodes as we feature prominent talent and individuals on the rise to stardom. And today we are going to have a great episode for you. I have my guest, Kalissa Hinton, is in the building. Kalissa, how you doing today?
Great. How are you?
I am fantastic. My audience would love to know more about Impacting Trailblazers LLC, your company. Can you tell us more about the backstory, if you could, on what made you formulate this company? What was the purpose, the mission, the goal for this company?
Okay. Recently, I guess in 2023, I recently had lost my job. And I was kind of in a transition to trying to figure out what I was really supposed to be doing, other than my book. And I kind of always wanted things to go with the book. You know, you just don't want to like sell a book, but you want to sell other things with the book.
Okay.
And so I love being creative, and I love wearing clothes, of course, I love t-shirts. And so, you know, God just put it on my heart. Well, you know, instead of telling your testimony through words and with the book, you can also tell it with clothing as well. So Impacting Trailblazers, it stemmed more from the book, because our mission in this world is always to impact others in a very positive way. And when I look at myself and other people ahead of me, you know, famous authors, presidents, other people in the entertainment industry, they're all trailblazers. And we're really meant to be trailblazers in our own right. So that's how the company started.
Fantastic. And this book that you're talking about, for the audience tapping in and listening, The Manifestation of His Creation. I like that name. That is a beautiful name. The title, where did the title stem from? And can you tell us more about the book and what it's about?
Yes. So the title stemmed from when I was younger, about around the age of 12. We had kind of like a family gathering, family reunion. And, you know, in the southern parts of the states, everybody liked to go to church. So we all gathered at church for that last part of our gathering. And our cousin, who is an ordained minister, went around prophesizing over everyone. And when he got to me, he said, "You will manifest with your arms." Now, at that time, I didn't know what the word manifest meant, but I knew it had something to do with my arms and the way I was born. And so from the age of 12, I guess you can say all my trouble started. I started drinking at 12. I started having promiscuous sex with older men around 13. I started doing drugs when I was 16, and it just went on until the age of 26.
Wow.
And that's when God really came in and just rescued me and saved me. And from there, I went on my own spiritual journey, because I wanted to know what I was supposed to be doing in this lifetime. What was my purpose of being on this earth? What was my purpose of being different than other people? Because when He created me, I was born differently. I was born with a rare genetic disease called thrombocytopenia absent of the radius. And what that is, it's the characteristics of low blood platelets, and that results in short arms. So I grew up with short arms, only having one bone in my arm.
Wow.
And so after going on that spiritual journey, I told God to reveal it all to me, what I was supposed to be doing in a dream. And that's when He revealed the title of the book. And it stemmed from the prophecy that was given to me at 12. and the title of the book and what I was supposed to be doing with my life from the next 5 to 10 years.
Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Do you see yourself doing more speaking engagements, testifying with your testimony around the world? I kind of hear it and see it.
Yes, of course.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful story. It's like, wow.
Wow. Right.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story. Did of course you're spiritual woman as well, a woman of God. You referenced earlier domestic violence, and what were the steps of it? Like I said, because you overcame a lot, and I think a lot of people don't understand. They see the finished product. Can you tell us literally the steps you had to take to overcome that? Things like domestic violence, the drug, sex. Would you go into classes? Was it therapy you were involved? What were the things that worked for you?
Okay, so at that time, my ex, when we first got together, of course, you're reading the book, he was so charming, very, very, very charming, charismatic. And he brought me to this church. And I've lived in the city where I live in my whole life and never knew about this church.
Oh, wow.
And it was a church that he started attending. And we went to that church for about 5 years together. So when we broke up, of course, everybody's asking, where's so-and-so, where's so-and-so? So it kind of did something to me, but I love the church. I love the atmosphere. And so I asked God, do I need to leave this church? What do I need to do? So he wanted me to stay at that church because that's where the healing was going to take place. They had they have a ministry called Dying to Live Ministries. And it's a faith-based rehab ministry. So I did the 12-step program first. And so I overcame the drug addictions through the 12-step program. And then after that, they have other programs like the Encounter, where you encounter God and you encounter all the deep trauma that's inside of you. So I realized on top of the drug addiction, the domestic violence, there was a lot of healing that needed to be taking place. And on top of the domestic violence, I also had childhood trauma that I never got over. So with all that, in one little ball, I started to encounter all those different things, and God started to unveil all those different things during the 12-step program and during our encounter and women's conferences. So really, basically me staying in that atmosphere. Actually, I wanted to leave because he's the one that brought me to that church, but God wanted me to stay in it to get the healing that I need to, as you see, the finished product now.
Absolutely. I think that's important, especially in the African American community. We got some invincible wounds and invincible things. And we, back in the time, when you say counseling, words like that in therapy, people think, oh, you're crazy. I didn't know. Not no more. We need that. We need to embrace that so that healing can stay present. It starts from internal, and then, like I said, it can go external as well too. So just wanted to highlight that because I think that's important, especially in this day and time. Society is looking very scary out there. And so anything we can do to advocate for good and healthy recovery, I think is important. So shout out to you for that. I think that was awesome, those steps you went through. And there's a clothing brand. Impacting Trailblazers. Let's talk about this clothing brand. You're getting into all kinds of things here. What's going on with that?
Yes. Like I said, I started it 2023. And I did good for a couple of months, but I kind of took a break from it because at the beginning of the year we try to get ourselves together and try to see which direction we're gonna take in it. So after my little break, I'm up and running now. It's faith-based, so a lot of people are doing faith-based clothing now. And what Impacting Trailblazers is all about is really impacting each other through a very, very positive and spiritual way to where it could be a message for somebody else. Like you can be in the store, you know how we always look at other people's clothing, and that's how I reflect when I need to get a message. Like when God's trying to get a message to me, I may look at somebody's t-shirt, you know, it says "You're enough," and like that could be a total message for somebody. So the clothing is really a testimony in itself, and just a way to impact others in a positive way.
Fantastic. And then the clothing line is it have a website? Can we purchase it and support it right now? Is it a destination for it?
Yes. www.impactingtrailblazers.com.
Fantastic. Any plans on expanding to a storefront, or right now you just kind of do it? You like the online version, the e-commerce kind of style? I see you expanding here. We're evolving. That's what we're doing.
Yes. Well, probably not a storefront right now. Because listen, online does really, really good.
Nice.
Really, really good. And you know, with this world, the way everything is going right now, even though we don't want to speak anything into existence, but you never know when another pandemic may come.
Yes.
You know, and that's when everybody did the greatest online is during the pandemic. So online is very good for right now.
Absolutely. And that's what the pandemic showed us to display. Like, listen, you know, this thing, like you said, can unfortunately happen again at any time, any moment. No one we had to adapt to this society, this new way of living for 2 years. So I think anybody doing business that way online and operating there, way to go. Kudos. I do it the same thing myself as well. So just a question. Any upcoming events or anything of that nature? Do you make any public events, any public consultations? Do you have any other services outside of the book? Of course, that's your product. You have your clothing brand, that's your product. Any services that you provide, or even thinking about courses, seminars, workshops, speaking engagements? I just see high places for you right now. I see you in front of a lot of people.
Wow, thank you.
Absolutely. So,
yes, I plan to do a lot of workshops this year. More speaking engagements. I actually got in contact with this. It's a domestic violence organization here in Jackson, Mississippi, and I'm coordinating with the woman over it, and we're getting together doing different events and workshops. And actually, she has a gala coming up, I think in October.
Nice.
And she's really thinking about, you know, giving me being the keynote speaker. So.
Nice. Okay. So so you're speaking into existence. There we go.
Yes.
The book, is it available on your website as well too, or Amazon? How can we support the book and continue to more books that you got coming up? Is there a destination for it?
Yes. The website, of course, and Amazon. It's on Amazon.
Fantastic. Final question for you. Is there anyone that you would like to publicly thank? I think the new year is a great way to start off with being intentional. I'm doing this myself. There's people in our families, there's support in our teams that are very, very important to us, and they don't necessarily get the attention that they do. They're not in front of the microphones like me and you talking, but these people are critical. Is there anyone that you can think of right now? You just want to tell them thank you. It's been a journey. It's been with you by your side, and that they're important. Is anybody you can think of right now?
Yes. My team, and I don't have like a lot of support, but I have a small circle of people who, you know, they push me to the furthest. My mom, my sister, my two aunts, and a couple of pastors. And just, you know, God is bringing new people. And when you're in a transition, sometimes the old gotta go and the new is coming.
You know it.
Yes, I'm letting God direct me with a full team. But of course, my mom, my sister, my aunts, and my pastors.
Fantastic. Do you want to shout out your church or your organization that you're involved right now? Give them some public love.
Yes, Christ Church here in Laurel, Mississippi.
Nice.
They're awesome. And Butterflies by Grace by Faith.
Awesome.
Yes,
There we go.
exactly.
Fantastic. Well, Kalissa, has been a great conversation. I appreciate you. Thank you for your encouraging words, inspiring words. Love your testimony. It's definitely personal, heartfelt. It's going to resonate with the people. That's what we need. Intentional, good energy out here in the world, especially in this times that we're living in right now. We need more God than anything. And you are an advocate of that. And I appreciate you, sister, for sharing. And thank you once again for joining our platform, Stardom. I know they're going to support you with your clothing line and your brand.
Yes.
That's what's up. In the book, make sure y'all go support the book as well, too. All of her links are actually going to be in the show notes of this episode. So after you finish listening, go stop by her sites. Go support her. Do what you do. And once again, look, she holding the book up, y'all. She got it. Fantastic. Kalissa, thank you once again for joining us. It's Stardom101 Magazine, guys. And stay tuned for another episode. We'll be back next week. Peace.
Are you on the rise to stardom? Well, get featured in the next issue of Stardom101 Magazine and promote your business or products today. Text MAG to 804-550-8647 or visit stardom101mag.net.
You're listening to the Stardom101 Magazine Podcast with Christopher Boykin. Be sure to subscribe and download this episode, and continue to listen to Stardom on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.